To 6G now. I just finished 5G. I was a leader on 5G getting that done, and now they're up to 6.
Let's do it again.
What does that do? Give you a little bit deeper view into somebody's skin? See how perfect it is? To 6G now. I just finished 5G. I was a leader on 5G getting that done, and now they're up to 6.
Let's do it again.
What does that do? Give you a little bit deeper view into somebody's skin? See how perfect it is?
Shalom. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Racha, Kadash, for giving me the spirit and power to make this lesson. Salakia. Double honors unto the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that teach this truth and real well. Wabarakatham unto the elect. This is the brother Gabar. All right, and this is another lesson. All right, and this is going over obviously the video that I just played, and how Esau Edom is gonna try to fulfill his NWO. Always same thing, same prophecy. Revelation chapter 13, which we're gonna get into after I read. All right, from whitehouse.gov. After I read this, we're gonna pull that precept, because this is what it is. Okay, and that number 6 is popping up. All right, which they have their technology, whether they want to call it we got 7G, 8G, 9G, and it can do this, and this is gonna be, whatever they want to call it, whatever they want to play, however they want to play with it, it's gonna all lead. It's all funneling into that C-hip. It's all funneling down into that C-hip, man. And if you got eyes to see, you can see it. Okay. This is whitehouse.gov. All right. As we see in the video, all right, first, what Trump is saying, is it going to give you better, whatever he said, better, insight under the skin, is that how good it is, whatever. And then the other guys in the back, which I don't know who that is in the back, they were saying what? They were saying, oh, well, let's do it. Trump saying, I was the one of the leaders in 5G, now they got 6G. And he like, oh, well, let's do 6, let's do it. Showing, also that they're controlled. These people are not the actual heads of the world. Now, they are heads, all right, but they're not the heads, all right, compared to the elite. Okay? Now, all right, going to whitehouse.gov, okay, it says, and I put up a screenshot of it, okay, because after it says, winning the 6G race, all right, December 19th, 2025, presidential memoranda, if I'm saying that right, all right, presidential actions, all right, it says memorandum for the Secretary of State, the Secretary of War, the Secretary of Commerce, the Secretary of Transportation, blah, 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 whatever. All right, but this is what I'm going to put up on the screen as it says, subject, winning the 6G race. All right, so they're trying to complete this thing fast. So there's 2 precepts that we're going to grab as they doing the AI arms race. Don't forget about that. They're trying to, okay, which they're just trying to condition the people really at this point to accept this thing, man. Okay, which they need events, certain things to happen, okay, for this to take place. And, hey, they're going to do it. As we see what's been going on, okay, where they call certain events to happen so that they can, do other things, okay, or to distract the people, and the people fall for it, usually, okay. But yeah, it says by the subject, winning the 6G race, by the authority vested in me as president by the Constitution of the laws of the United States of America, I hereby direct Section 1, purpose, the generation of mobile communications networks 6G would be foundational to the national security, foreign policy, and economic prosperity of the United States. This technology will play a vital role in the development and adoption of emerging technologies like artificial intelligence, AI, right? Robotics, and implantable technologies. Okay? Implantable technologies. Remember, this came out, December 19th, 2025. The end of last year is 2026. April 1st, 2026. The Passover is coming in as the evening comes in at like 7-something p.m. today. Okay? So this is what they're trying to do. I have this technology and linking it, with this AI and stuff to get this implantable technology within you. All right, so that they can have what? They can have total control. All right, which is prophecy, Revelation chapter 13, verse 16, we're going to grab. Okay, it says 6G will also provide faster, more resilient, and more secure communication networks that can be utilized for national security and public safety purposes. Right? It's better, it's faster, it's this, it's that. All right, meanwhile, you're throwing your freedom away. You take that thing. Oh, you take this, you can walk again. You will clear off your debt if you take this thing. Just switch over to this. We see it in movies, cartoons, all kinds of stuff. Okay? And especially the prophets. The number one the prophets, the mouthpiece, all right, of Yahweh. Okay? As he put his words in their mouth, which they've been talking about this. So we know Esau is about to try to do this thing. All right, as phones and everything already running on this 5G and stuff. All right, so they're going to try to link these things together with this C-HIP and show you, try to show you that, oh, it's all better. And look at these miracles we're doing and this and that. All right, and the whole world is going to be beguiled. They're going to take this thing as it's going to be a struggle, but they're going to take it. All right, but the elect won't. All right, that's why we're making these lessons. All right. Now, all right, let's get that Revelation 13:16. Okay. It says, all right, and he causeth all, this he is talking about Esau, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond. So it doesn't matter what class you are, who you are. You're going to have to take this, all right, to do what? It's going to tell you. It says, to receive a mark in their right hand. You go into this word mark, all right, let's grab it. All right, on the Blue Letter Bible, Revelation 13:16. All right, and even Donald Duck said it, man, under the skin. They know what's up, all right? And Lord's will, he's the one, all right, that they trying to use to bring this thing to pass on the left-hand side so that this place, all right, can be finished because it's not going to work. He's not going to complete it, okay? Little do they know. All right, but anyway, that word mark, I'm going to play it.
Strong's G 5480. Charagma. Charagma.
Okay. Charagma. And it says a stamp and imprinted mark. It says of the mark stamped on the forehead or the right hand as the badge of the followers of the Antichrist. Okay, so if you take that thing, you are a follower in the Antichrist. There's many Antichrists. It's not just one. You're a part of it. Okay? Because you're saying that he's your God. All right, the devil. Esau Edom is your God. Okay? And you serve him and you're okay with everything he pushes in the world and everything. Okay? Now, let's read the rest of this. It says the mark branded upon horses, thing carved. So it's a physical thing carved, sculpture, graven work of idolatrous images, right? You take that thing, it is idol worship. All right, you take it, you're bound to knee in taking that thing. Okay? Receiving that. Okay? But it's a physical thing. So a lot of people say, oh, certain camps and stuff, it's spiritual. Nah, it's physical. Okay? You have to take this to do what? All right? So now let's get Revelation 13:17. And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. This is the hour of temptation. All right, will you take this? All right, your faith. Do you have faith against this time? Okay? You're going to have to take this thing to buy and sell. That's what they're going to push. Okay? To engage in commerce. To continue. Okay? To not be X'd out of this world. Okay? And the elect are going to resist. They're not going to take it. They have Yahweh Bashim al-Shai. All right? But the majority of the world is going to take it. They're going to fold. All right? Because they know not Yahweh Bashim al-Shai. As he's stretching forth his hand and, not many Israelites are picking up the phone, which is prophesied to be that way. So that's fine. All right, but when it's come time to judgment, all right, when everybody done took this, all right, because they love their lives, all right, and they love wickedness. They have pleasure in the wickedness that they do. Then they're gonna be destroyed, and they're gonna wish they didn't take it. Okay. Now also, Revelation, what was it, 12 and 12? Or not, I think it was 11. Revelation 11 and 11. Get them mixed up. All right, because, you know, they calling it a race. They calling a lot of things races now. AR arms race, AI race, you know, this race, that race. They're trying to get it done fast because they know they have little time left. You know, that's all that's really saying. You know, they're trying to hurry up. They're signing things. They're moving things. They're doing things. Okay, Revelation 11:11. And after 3 days and a half, that 350-year period, we were without this knowledge. Okay, which was 1619 to the time of Abba Bivens. Okay, which is roughly you have 1969, 1970. Okay. It says, Revelation 11:11, and after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from God entered into them. That them is the dry bones speaking about in Ezekiel. All right, the Israelites. All right, the same breath that entered into Adam, that same spirit, the Holy Spirit, the Ruach Kadash, okay, has entered into us in these last days. So now we're alive. It's the spirit of life. All right, it says, the spirit of life from God entered into them, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them. Right? Who saw us? The ones that are round about, the heathen. Okay, that seen us in this lower state as we were dead, and they were perfectly fine with that, with us being the, you know, the butt of the joke, a reproach, catching hell, tortured, all that. They were perfectly fine with that. But now something's wrong. You know, they're scared. They're in a different state of mind, because now we're getting ourselves together with this wisdom, knowledge, understanding sent from the Father through Yahweh Shai. Okay, sent from Yahweh through his son Yahweh Shai, which was the only way we were going to have it. Yahweh Shai laying down his life. So now they got to hurry up. Now that they see that, all right, because they got the records. They know, you know, us and our power, you know, that combo together, you know, when we're attached, when we're as one, that is unstoppable force. Okay? Quick precept to prove that. This is, I think this is Matthew. Oh, okay, Acts. All right, which I believe this was in a council. Okay, let me go down. Acts chapter 5. I'm gonna go straight to the point. All right, but I want to get his name. It says in verse 37. All right, it was a council. They was trying to figure out, you know, what to do with these men. All right, Yahweh Shai's men. Okay, and one man stood up and said this. Okay, Acts 5 and 37. After this man rose up, Judas of Galilee, in the days of the taxing, and drew away much people after him. Oh wait, Slakia, that's not his name. Verse 34. Now I jump down. Acts chapter 5 and verse 34 for context. It says, then stood there up one in the council, a Pharisee named Gamaliel, a doctor of the law, had in reputation among the people, and commanded to put the apostles forth a little space. Now I want to jump down to the point, verse 38. All right, after he went through a certain people, all right, as example, it says, and now I say unto you, refrain from these men and let them alone, for if this counsel or this work be of men, it will come to naught. And if it be of God, ye cannot overthrow it, lest happily ye be found even to fight against God. And that's exactly what's happening. They know that this counsel is not of men, so that they cannot do anything against it. All right, but they are going to try to do what they're going to do, which is prophecy, which the prophets prophesy. All right, which is going to come to pass, which is coming to pass. Okay. All right. So now that they're finding themselves, all right, they're about to find themselves as Yahweh Shai returns. They're going to find themselves, less happily ye be found, even to fight against God. And what's going to happen, it's going to be a sore slaughter. It's going to be a horrible day for them. As we read the scriptures, we read Wisdom of Solomon chapter 5. We read the scriptures where it say, let the rocks fall on us and hide us from the wrath of the Lamb and he that sitteth on the throne, right? Yahweh Bashim Shai. All right, so they know. So great fear is on them. Okay, that's why they trying to hurry up. All right, and the Lord is not going to let him complete this thing. All right, that's why they trying to hurry up. All right, it's going to be all kind of stuff to offset their plans and to ultimately, all right, because the Lord's going to allow them to do certain things as a lot of stuff is going to be happening on the earth. But the Lord's only going to allow him to get so far. All right, and then Yahweh Shai is going to come back. All right, and that's going to be the complete end. All right. So with that, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Bashim Shai for giving me the spirit and power to make this lesson. Until next time, Kam Yasharallah, Shalom.